Like most people, Palworld sucked me right in. I love this game. It's so good I stopped playing Resident Evil 4 Remake for 100 hours while I dived into this world. I beat the original Resident Evil 4 hundreds of times growing up, I swear. So this remake is important to me. That is how good Palworld is. I've enjoyed building my own bases and trying to obtain my perfect pals. In this video, it will be a lot of off-the-cuff things. It will not be heavily edited. I want to speak my mind in the most passionate way possible I know how to. So I do apologize for my errors and my mistakes. Also, I've only played the game for 100 hours and I haven't beaten it. So if there is something I missed or do not know, I apologize in advance. Try to give me a little grace. There are some things I want to see in Palworld, things they can improve or add, so I want to talk about it. Let's go. Of course, new pals is the main thing everyone will want, to keep things diverse and interesting. One thing I can say about the pals we currently have is they have done a great job at making them not only diverse, but the designs are actually really damn good. Depresso is a great design. My first pal I call outside of the quests was actually Incineram, which I'm a big fan of because I'm an Aries. All the dragon designs are cool as hell. I love how Lucario is based on a jackal, synonymous with Egyptian culture, and they made their own version, Anubis, who takes more of the Egyptian influence. In Pokemon, I've always been a fan of the bird mons. Corviknight and Talonflame are my two favorite mons. The same holds true for the pals. I am a fan of all the bird designs. Right now, I can't decide who my favorite pal is because I have a few that stick out to me. I love Toko Toko. I remember the first time he ran at me and blew up, and I was like, what the hell? And I started dying laughing. Nightwing is a cool design, and was also my first pal I rode, and he has been with me since the beginning of my journey in this game. Vanworm is also a cool design with his skull face, clearly a representation of a vulture. Ragnarok is what I'm replacing Nightwing with as my go-to mount, obviously because he is like the PAL version of Talonflame, my favorite Pokemon of all time. Hellsphere is also awesome as well. Hucrates leaves something to be desired for me. I love the name because I'm also obsessed with owls, academia, and Greek philosophy, but the design is not for me. It's still a super cool design, just not what I wanted. I wanted either Pocket Pair or the Pokemon Company to design a good owl for once. One of my favorite animals I have yet to get a design for is a owl Pokemon that I'm like, that is badass. But I have so many pals I'm in love with, it's so hard to pick a favorite. This shows how good their designs are, because in Pokemon games, there's always a few that I'm like, this is my favorite. Gorarat looks really cool. Foxicle fills my love for Alola Ninetales, which is one of my favorites in any Pokemon game if I can get it. Fox Sparks is a better Vulpix. I also love foxes, and I've never resonated with regular Ninetales or Vulpix. I do love their Alolan designs though. Rayhound correlates with my love of Luxray from the Pokemon games. Not a better design than Luxray, but the concept, which is what is the most important aspect, is there. Bushy doesn't seem to be like any Pokemon I can think of off the top of my head, but I absolutely love his design. I'm a huge fan of samurai culture, and he is badass. I love his facial expressions and the straw piece he carries in his mouth. If someone asked me my favorite pal, and I could only pick one, it would probably be him. Though again, I'm so torn between so many designs. Suzaku Aqua is a dope design and my favorite dragon in the game, bar none. I have so many more I love. One thing that I dislike is only having a party of 5 because I already disliked Pokemon 6. Both Palworld and Pokemon should let you carry more, maybe like 12. Have a backup party, but you can only battle with the ones in your main party. In Palworld, it makes it even less sense because we don't have battles, which I will discuss later. Aqua, Lux, Christ, and other variants are actually really cool. The breeding in this game is nonsensical and is borderline hilarious. Penking and Bushy making Anubis is just hilarious to me. Irregardless, their designs are really cool and there isn't a single one that I hate. Unlike Pokemon that has a bunch of them that I'm just like, huh? Particularly in later generations. Keys? Ice cream cones? Look at all these boring designs, uninspired, and lazy. Sure, maybe these are good designs to some people. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. Some people need to have higher standards, though. Irregardless, I'm excited for all of their new pals that they are designing at Pocket Pair, because they are off to a great start. The one thing missing from Palworld that would make it the perfect game is a true story and adventure. I get it leans into the survival game genre more than anything else. However, a true story with great quests would take this game to a whole nother level. World building and lore would be great, especially if they can do it better than Pokemon, and I think that they can because it doesn't have a PG filter. I really hope when this game is fully released it has a story. Some live service elements would be cool, added quests and stories from time to time. Now I get you can go around and pick up journal entries and get some backstory, but this is not the ideal way to build a story for this game. We need more diverse structures for more intricate base designs. I want to build a pyramid. They are again off to a great start, but there is so much more to be added to increase the capabilities of what we will be able to create in this world. Eventually, it would be nice to be able to create whatever I want. Also, terraforming would be really cool. Being able to shape the land how we want, plant trees, dig out earth, or build bunkers or basements, make lakes or our own ponds, moats with a bridge over them. The possibilities are endless. Think of a feudal Japanese castle. I would love to build one of those on my base. I would also like to be able to move structures, pick up a whole building I've created and move it all at once. This is not something I'm hell-bent on. I get the argument against it. The current way is actually realistic. Take apart the structure and rebuild it elsewhere. You should think more when you design something. Where's the ideal place to place this structure on my base? I get that. My biggest problem was when I started this game is I built a whole lot and then I started unlocking things and now I'm sitting here like, shit. I wish I could do this without destroying all of that, if you get what I mean. It would also be cool if I could just replace all of my structure with a different material. I built a wooden fortress in the beginning. Now I have metal, but I don't want to take apart my creation completely and rebuild it with metal. Imagine if Palworld had loot. True loot. Imagine different weapon types, clothing, armor, collars for our pals, clothes for our pals. Imagine if we could customize our pals how we wish. Imagine if we could go get tattoos or haircuts at shops, kind of like Arceus or Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or piercings, scars, camos for our guns, etc. There are so many things they could do to add to the loot pool to encourage players to hunt, capture, and explore more. They could even do monetized sets. People will pay for them as long as they are not obscenely expensive. Do not tell me Luckies are their version of Shinies, because they are more like Alphas from Arceus. A cooler way to do variations like the Crest and the Lux would have been to have made them unbreedable and very rare. Imagine if Foxicle was a very rare variant of Foxsparks, and you had to really look for them. Shinies are one of the best aspects of Pokemon. Luckies aren't it, mainly because aesthetically there is no difference other than the size of them. Finding Pocket Pair's version of Alphas in the wild isn't what I prefer, but irregardless, I am glad they have something of rarity to chase, even if there isn't a desire for me personally to want them as bad as I want Shinies in Pokemon. I think mount stats should be even more changeable. Jetragon isn't my favorite dragon. Suzaku Aqua is. I want him to be as fast as Jetragon, though I get it, it's in the name. Or if I could train Ragnarok to be just as fast, that would be really cool. This one is very personal to me, but I would love to throw out multiple pals at once. This seems reasonable. Not in battle for obvious advantage it would give you, even if it was only at your base so you could see all your pals at one time. This idea comes from Arceus, where I could throw out all my Pokemon in Jubilife Village and just appreciate my hard work. Maybe Foxsparks could use the spa, while my Ragnarok gets to spread his wings a little, and Bushy gets to sharpen his blade at the base. It would be a small, minute touch that would be pretty cool in my mind. Clearly, one of the biggest aspects that Pokemon has over this game right now is trainer battles. I don't care about PvP. The older I've gotten, the less I've liked multiplayer games. But there are no trainers in this game, no gym leaders. Pals are more like slaves and trophies than they are creatures you want to train with a purpose. Random NPC counters would be fun and would make this game even better. I think there should be more NPCs. This goes along with the trainers part. AI could play a critical role in this. We need more world building in this game. Imagine cities. Imagine AI-generated NPCs who always have something new to say, who always have a different roster of pals to use in battle. Imagine them giving you quests to do, like NPCs in Arceus. It gives the game more playability. We need cities, villages, etc. that give life to the game, instead of nothing but open biomes full of random pals. In the beginning of the game, this makes sense as you are practically in prehistoric times. But as you develop and level up, you think there will be signs of everything you have achieved all around you. Why can I make a skyscraper of metal but there are no cities? It doesn't make much sense. This one's a little personal too, but to me, every game needs a photo mode. I will die on this hill. I love art and photography. The Google Home display on my desk shows a slideshow of all my game screenshots. I love photo mode in games. Even cooler and more important to me if they have the level of customization that Palworld does. There are so many ideas I have for Palworld. Palworld is the first game in a very long time I've been addicted to and cannot put down. What they have done thus far is very impressive and it has its teeth in me. There is endless potential for this game as an open world live service sandbox. Imagine an expansion that adds a new region that has cities, or that has different pals to capture, or enslave if you're into that, or kill for resources. If Pocket Pair plays their cards right, this could be the real competition Pokemon needs. It could also remain in the zeitgeist and be the one live service game I actually care about. A game that is always evolving and adding new things to do, explore, collect, and loot. They now have the money to evolve this game in a dramatic way and do so much that their community and fans are asking for. These are simply ideas I've come up without much thought or while just exploring the game. I imagine that if they handle this right, this could be a IP worth a fortune. Trading cards, shows, movies, more spin-off games, endless memorabilia, all things fans like me will buy because what they have done so far is great, and I, for the first time in a long time, am in love with a new IP. I am normally a man fixed in my ways. Rarely do I find something new. I love and invest in what I know. I've watched Naruto 100 times now. I've read the Harry Potter books probably 150 times each. I've watched New Girl, Friends, How I Met Your Mother over and over and over again. I get comfortable and I dwell. That's me, existing in my happy place. My friends convinced me to check out Palworld, and after they wouldn't shut up about it, I gave it a fair chance. And something new got a hold of me, and now it's something else I love and want to keep appreciating. And for the first time in a long time, I am in the zeitgeist, because usually I don't follow hypes and trends. This game got me though, and that says a lot. Very few things get me outside of my comfort zone with my simple life. I look forward to the future of Palworld very much. Thanks for watching, and good luck breeding, building, hunting, and capturing pals. Godspeed.